the new world champion.
Bren qui passe premier. Rollin.
C'est fait, Papy est votre gagnant.
Scrappy, voilà.
Champion du monde.
And Pac will make it, and Pac is your world champion.
Carl Junior qui a foncé comme une fusée.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the day you have all been waiting for. We return for the TrackMania Grand League, and we have another playday coming up right here. This second match of the playoffs. The beta season is coming to the last few matches that are going to be played out, and today we're going to have a really good match coming up onto your monitors again. And this time around, as per usual, of course, Radiance, the one and only, giving us some company again.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. How is your gut feeling about this match today?
I am super excited to see who is joining Papu and Carl Jr. in the winners bracket.
Indeed, you point out a very good thing right here. We have had the first match already in the playoffs. Last Sunday we have had the first match right here. We can maybe quickly have a look here at the current results. There you go. So we had Carl Jr., Papu, Scrappy and Kappa, who were in the first match last Sunday. And Carl Jr. and Papu have actually been the victorious players. So they will be moving on to the winner bracket final. That's going to be played out at a later point of September. But now we have Bren, Pack, Rollin and Spam. So the 8 players that have qualified through the group stage, through the Champions mode, are now battling it out. And the next match is right here, coming up at 5 PM. So we have a little of a pre-show coming up with a bunch of interviews, a little bit of a chit-chat, a little bit of, you know, general information about the TrackMania Grand League and stuff like that. So, yeah, Bren, Pack, Rollin and Spam. The top 2 will move on and join Carl Jr. and Papu in the winner bracket final. And the bottom 2 will drop down to the loser bracket final that Scrappy and Kappa have managed to qualify for. So, nothing's lost yet for any of the players. Anyone at this point can still reach the grand final, which is going to be played out in the Paris Games Week, or rather at the Paris Games Week, an event later on in the year at the end of October, where the 5,000 euro cash prize that the trailer has been spoiling is going to be played out for. So that's going to be quite a good thing. Definitely looking forward. And here you can see the dates, so you can put everything into your calendar if you're interested, if you are a TrackMania enthusiast. So today we have the 8th of September. We're gonna have match 3 next Sunday, then match 4 the Sunday after that, and the final Sunday of the month of September we're gonna have the 5th match, the final one, and that one will basically determine who is gonna go to Paris Games Week and who is not. Alright, so we are gonna have these 4 players. Maybe before we go into the interview phase, who do you think is going to have the best chances here, Radiance?
Oh, that's a tough question.
It always is, yeah, it always is.
Yeah, because these players are super good, and I think they're all really capable of actually getting it. We saw Carl Jr. be behind in the start, and Scrappy was like over the double the points ahead of number 2 after one map. So it could go either way with this one as well. But if I were to say someone, I would probably go with I'll probably go with Bren.
Okay.
I think Bren has a good shot if he's trained enough, of course.
Alright. I mean, it's really interesting because many of those players that are competing today are actually undergoing some very special circumstances. Bren, for example, is in Australia right now. He is not in his, yeah, let's say normal room where he's always playing TrackMania, but now he is actually completely elsewhere. And also Pack, I heard that he was traveling and just landed and just returned home just like a couple minutes ago. So he might not be super warmed up. So that might also be something to actually be kept in mind. And about Spam and Rollin, they will most likely be very well prepared. So let's see what they're going to be telling us, because we have some interviews coming up very soon as everyone is available. But it's going to be a super interesting match. Also the Twitch chat, of course, don't forget that you can vote for your favorite champion. You can type in go space the player name, and the players will receive a couple of stars here in the scoreboard. So show some support, some mental support here in the Twitch chat if you wanna support them mentally. And we're gonna have the interviews, so we prepared a couple questions and we are gonna ask the players what they have to say.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Ah, everyone's moving in. Perfect. Now we have a nice cozy conversation right here. Very nice. So yeah, first of all, how do you guys feel about the upcoming match?
Very good.
Very good. Rollin with the confidence. I like that. I like it. What about the rest?
Even better than Rollin.
Even better. Oh! Oh! Who can top that off?
I don't feel confident at all.
Oh! We might have to talk about that, Pack. We might have to talk about that. How come?
Just been on holiday the past 9 days, and I've probably practiced the maps the least out of anyone in this match.
So you haven't had like the time at all to go into the maps?
Not much.
Aye. That is gonna be quite interesting to see then. Because
Yeah.
people have high expectations from you. They see Pack. I mean, you got second in the group stage, so that's already really amazing. And people think, yeah, now he's gonna go for it. He's gonna challenge Carl Jr. and all of the others. So yeah, what about your mindset? Do you think you're actually gonna make it, or what do you think?
I mean, I have to. So I'm gonna give it my shot. I mean, I want to make it, and I'm gonna do my best too.
So
we
your
can
goal
see
is
from
to
there.
make it through the winner bracket instead of like
Yeah.
dropping down to the loser bracket?
Yeah. Well, for me anyway, it's single elimination anyway, because I can't play next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're like busy again with real life, or?
Yeah, it was organized before this was even said, and then the times got changed, and then yeah, I can't play next weekend no matter what.
So it's basically do or die today for you.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, man. What about you, Bren?
Well, I got prepared, not that much honestly, but let's see. Like I'm quite confident on some maps, some others like not at all. So we'll see.
So it will be a lot dependent on the map order today.
Yeah, map order and even the pick and bans already. Like I don't really know which map will be picked or not. I was clear in my mind which map I will ban, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's always a big thing. We also have a little change with the pick and ban, so now we actually have it in-game instead of the voice thing, so that's a little bit of an improvement here. But I have another question to you, Bren. Since you're now located in Australia, how does that affect your practice actually?
Well, I'm less motivated to play honestly. Like I have different things to do instead of sitting in front of my computer playing TrackMania.
Yeah.
But since I can stream and stuff, I keep playing quite a lot. So it doesn't affect much, but still a bit.
So you're still trying to put the hours in, the hours that you would normally put in at home, like in France?
Not as much, but still not too bad at least.
Alright. That sounds pretty promising. Rollin, I have a question for you, my friend. We know that your main style is not cup mode, it's more endurance. And now that we're in cup mode, what's your mindset going into this, now that there's no endurance stuff anymore? And you certainly did shine through in the endurance mode. Is there something that you change in your mindset and in your way of actually playing the game?
Yeah, man. Obviously, you can't play as safe anymore. You need to take certain risks. And I haven't really played many cup matches before, so I'm lacking a bit of experience compared to the others today, but I'm not feeling too unconfident. I guess I will have to see during the match.
So you're just gonna wing it and see what your performance is gonna bring you?
Yeah, kind of.
It's a bit like the Raider Cup. I think you said a similar thing when the Raider asked you, like, what do you expect, and you said a similar thing. I think that's actually quite a good mindset to have. Not the big expectations, but just try to wing it and hope for the best.
Well, we saw how this Raider Cup ended.
Hey now.
What are you hinting on, Spam?
Hey, that was a very technical map, okay?
But yeah, about Spam now, it's the time for a question to you. Since you said you won't be able to play the grand final, is that a bit of an upset for you? Do you feel like you're gonna miss out on a big opportunity, or is it like, yeah, there's another season, it's fine? Like, what do you think about the whole situation actually?
In all honesty, I would have loved to play another final on a stage. It's been some time since I've done it. Well, excluding this Raider Cup, obviously. But yeah, I think I would have been able to compete with for the top 4. But it doesn't ruin or demotivate me at all to like perform well today. I still want to show what I'm capable of on these tracks, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
So you see this as a little bit of a warm-up, like the beta season as a little bit of a warm-up, and then in season 1 you're really gonna try hard and go for potentially the victory even?
Yeah, we'll definitely go for a victory here, even though I know that I cannot play the grand finals.
So you're still gonna treat it as if it was like a big opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's definitely a good mindset, not just to let it slip through and be like, yeah, meh, let's just play the game. All right,
yeah,
I see.
I could have literally not trained at all, knowing that I cannot play the grand finals, but
yeah,
I still wanna even get top 4, and then, well, I can still say that I got to the grand final, but the 5th guy will take the spot. Like, I'm fine with that.
I see.
With it.
I see. Yeah, Pack, actually, I have another question right here for you. Since you have no team right now, is that affecting your motivation as well? Because you're kind of in a similar situation like Scrappy, because he also had no team. And yeah, he said that he still wants to impress potential new teams with his performance. Is it the same for you, actually, or how do you handle this situation now?
I'm not too bothered. Quite liking not being in a team at the moment. Sort of just chilling. Don't really have anything to do. In terms of impress, I don't know. Do I like? I feel like I can still make playoffs here, like the final even. But I don't know. I don't really feel like I need to show any more than what I am at the moment. I am, you know, 2nd in the league. I mean, I haven't had time to practice these maps much, so I think people should, if a team was, you know, want to have me, they know what I can do anyway. So don't really know. I mean, I want to prove to myself that I can win this. That's my main goal. I just want to keep proving to myself that I am up there with Carl, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly did that. As you said, a 2nd place in the group stage. That's a really good performance. So, season 1, are you going to have a different mentality, a different objective maybe in season 1? Perhaps go for a team and then try to go all in?
Yeah, that's what. Well, yeah, I think for season 1, I've got to find a team, and then yeah, just go from there.
All right. All right. So there's also a question that I would like to ask to all of you. We had that in the previous match. I was wondering if any of you has like a special way of practicing, or do you just play and get the playtime in? Does any one of you have like a, I don't know, a method, something?
Not really. I just join the server and play with whoever is on the server. Mainly, I've been practicing with Rollin the past couple of days. That's how we did it in the league steps as well. So I just go with it whenever I have time, and just go in rounds and play.
All right. About the others, same procedure sort of, or?
Sounds about right.
I found that practicing alone is quite boring on this map, so I mostly trained with Spam. That's
so,
like
do you think it helped you to practice with Spam? To maybe receive a bit of input from 2012 World Champion, from someone who plays a lot of competitions?
Yeah. I mean, every time I win a round, I feel a little more confident, you know?
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's also gonna be good for this match, I guess. Alright, I like that, I like that.
Imagine the amount of rounds I've won, so...
Yeah, put all of these together now in this match and you basically won, so... I see. Well, I think from my end that's already gonna be enough. I don't wanna bother you anymore with some questions, unless Radiance has any other questions left.
No, I don't have anything.
Alright, then I think I'm gonna send you over to your channels again, and best of luck for your matches.
Alright,
Cheers,
good luck
man.
with the
Good
casting.
luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Good luck.
Alrighty, we're all alone now, Radiance.
Yeah.
Yep, now it's gonna be cozy again. But yeah,
Yes.
interesting inputs from the players, definitely. Also, the different circumstances that we picked up on earlier. The fact that Bren is in Australia, Pack doesn't have a team, and then you have Spam and Rollin, the two bros sort of that are just practicing together ever since the Raider Cup 4, the Raider Cup 2019 has happened, and they just grew together, and that's really nice to see. So this match can definitely open up some new pages for all of these players.
I mean, I don't know, like, Pack, he does have the skill to compete even though he's untrained. Like, we saw in some of the steps he was pretty much untrained on some of the steps, and actually even won a step whilst being untrained, I believe.
Yeah.
As Carl Jr. lost some points somewhere. And he does have the skill, and of course he does know, like, he has the muscle memory to remember some of the maps and what to do. Because he's played them before, so it's just getting used to the ending, I think, is the more difficult part for Pack.
Yeah, like the ending, as you said, that's actually a good thing to pick up on before we go into the pick and ban phase. These maps, most of you should remember them. These maps come from the group stage. They are pretty much unchanged, except for the fact that now we have no multi-lap since we're not in Champions mode anymore. We are now in Cup mode, so the regular TrackMania competition mode that you normally have in pretty much any other generic TrackMania competition is now going to be used here as well for the remaining of the TMGL playoffs. So now, instead of the multi-lap, we have alternative finishes with sometimes even a risky and a safe choice. Not on all maps. On this one, for example, we only have one single finish, but on other maps we have a risky choice and a safe choice. For example, the map by Firestorm, Elevate, which we might or might not see today. We have seen it in the previous match, and that one has caused quite some drama, especially with Scrappy, for those that have watched it. If you haven't, you should totally rewatch that. We have had Scrappy, who went into Elevate with a 20+ point lead, and he went for this risky finish all the time, and pretty much lost most of his points that way. So maybe we're gonna see someone do the exact same strategy again, if the map gets picked, of course, because we have the pick and ban coming up in a few minutes. Unfortunately, again, with voice, I just received the confirmation. It won't be in-game, but next week it will be in-game, because apparently there's still some issue with the implementation. So we're gonna have another voice pick and ban right here, and for the next week you can make sure that we will have the in-game thing, so you can immediately follow and you have a transparent overview over who is picking and banning what. So that's one thing. Another thing, your feedback has been considered in the Twitch chat. So everyone that has suggested the addition of round times to be displayed, it is now going to be a thing. And we also have a nice little thing in the top right corner. We can see the world record of each track. In this case, Carl Jr. with a 55.760. So we have a little bit of extra input right here on our overlay, which is another very good thing. So your feedback will definitely not be ignored. If you have any more, suggestions, things that you might want to just add or complain about, make sure to do that in the TrackMania Grand League Discord. And that's where you can put all the feedback in. And I think we're ready to go for the pick and ban. Are you ready, Radiance? Then we can go for...
Yes. Let's go.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, what the hell?
Okay, I know which one I'm picking. I'm banning one that I haven't played yet, so that's clear.
Okay, so we'll start the pick and ban for this semi-final, which is the second one of the TrackMania Grand League playoffs. Starting with Pack, sorry, picking the first map, banning the first map, sorry.
Can I pick? Wait, so am I saying it or am I?
Yep, you're saying it.
Okay, wait. So I don't even know the map name. That's so bad. I banned the one with the pipes.
Forest?
The
That's
forest.
the one
it
with the
is,
forest.
It's up to you now, Spam, to ban the map.
I will ban Air Bridge.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sick.
Rollin, you can pick now.
I will pick mushrooms.
You're such a bad end.
Bren, you can pick.
I will pick Interlude.
Oh my goodness.
You can ban now as well.
Oh, my turn to ban. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I will ban Elevate.
Yes.
Save.
Spam, you can pick.
I'll pick. Is it Betweeners under the Zeppelin end?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll pick that.
Oh god, I don't even know what's left.
For now, the bans are Elevate, Air Bridge, and the forest.
So this.
Rollin, you can ban now.
Oh Jesus.
I'll ban second steps.
Yes.
Fucking Tom, dude.
What the fuck? Dude, I wondered if it was like this last week.
And then you can finish it back with picking the last map. Or
I
fourth.
did the 3 last maps. Wait, so there's Twinings, there's...
Oh, you don't know the last map?
I literally can't remember.
Eurosky, Twinings, and Paradise Palm.
Ah, I pick Twinings.
Come on, random Paradise, please.
Come on, not Paradise. Actually, wouldn't mind Paradise.
And it will be Paradise Palms as the last map.
Hey, fuck off, Eurosky.
Which makes the map pack being Mushrooms, Interlude, Betweeners, Twinings, and then Paradise Palms. I wish you good luck for the match, and have fun.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely shitting myself now.
Oh, that was lovely.
Actually, too funny.
Alright, brilliant right here. We got our pick and ban. So we can look forward to a really interesting match because it looks like Pack just went for something. And the others also just went for like whatever the others didn't pick yet. Just gonna kind of empty up the list. So we have our 5 maps. We have Mushrooms, Interlude, Betweeners, Twinings, and Paradise Palms. So quite an interesting map choice, but we see crucial maps once again being banned. The Forest, once again killed by Pack, who banned the map right, like straight from the get-go pretty much. So the Forest is not going to be seen again. We also have maps like Elevate actually not being played. So the map that we talked about earlier, where Scrappy has consecutively gone for the risky finish, is now actually not going to get played at all today. That's quite interesting. And other than that, I think the map choice is going to favor, yeah, I think all of the players at some point of the match at least. So we might see a very even match here at this point.
I mean, whenever a map got banned, Pack sounded really relieved. So
Yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna be pretty interesting to watch some of his driving right here.
But yeah, to be honest, it kind of fits to what Peg told us in the interview, where he wasn't full serious about this anymore. He was like, I'm just gonna go for it and see where it gets me, but not like full tryhard and I want to win this thing and I want to show the people what I got, because he is right, he did it. He showed everyone what great of a player he is, so he doesn't necessarily have to do it now, but maybe in season 1 or in the upcoming TMGL seasons.
Yeah, hopefully we can see some good stuff from Pack. We definitely know that he's got what it takes.
Absolutely. Since he picked up the endurance game mode just as well as he picked up cup mode when he started playing competitively back in the days. Pack, he came from Canyon actually. He started playing Canyon and he was actually at the top of Canyon in the past when Canyon was played more actively. And then later on he transitioned over to Stadium, so the advantage that he already got from Canyon, he brought it over to Stadium and he made a great move starting from the bottom and now finds himself at the top of the Stadium food chain. So really impressive by Pack. And about the other players, we have of course Spam. We don't really have to talk a lot about Spam. He is the 2012 world champion and ever since he has been at the top, always competing in the big tournaments, whatever it is, the Raider Cup, let it be some solo competitions, let it be the LANs that he participated in. So he is almost exploding of experience here at this point. So for him, it's gonna be, I think, a good chance to move on here in this match. I think his chances are gonna be quite high. For Bren, we know also he has had a very interesting past in TrackMania, starting off with trial maps. Just playing trial maps casually, like just not with a competitive mindset at all, and then slowly but surely he discovered his love for the competitive play in TrackMania and started to grow and grow and grow and to actually improve his skills in tech, in dirt, in everything, in full speed. So he has mastered the Stadium environment, and now that is the logical consequence of all of that practice. Now he is here and he could potentially even beat the big names, even the big names like Carl Jr., Pack. Like, it can always happen. It can always happen. And then for Rollin, of course, last but not least, we have Rollin, who came from Nadeo, and he's still a very active Nadeo player. So Rollin definitely with the least experience here going into this match in cup mode. So he hasn't played a lot of matches, and he said it himself. He benefited from, you know, the Raider Cup giving him a great insight into how things like this are actually going to be played out. So let's see how he is going to be doing. Mr. E05 Endurance world record holder from TMNF. Now it is his time to show what he got in cup mode.
Yeah, definitely. He has the consistency from Nadeo maps to his advantage, I'd say. And yeah, it's all about this cup mode now, but he's very used to driving really tight and really fast, so I'm excited to see if Rollin can keep up with these very experienced players. Absolutely.
So yeah, you can still vote for your favorite champion if you haven't done that yet. Make sure to show some support in the Twitch chat. Go space player if you want to go for it again. And we have 12 more minutes left until the match is gonna be starting. Spam, Bren, Rollin, and Pack. So we have 4 different nationalities actually being represented here. Spam from the Netherlands for Team Diffuse Kids. We have Bren from France, currently located in Australia, but of course his heart will always be French for Team Solary. Then we have Rollin from Austria, one of the few very good Austrian TrackMania players. Like, in the competitive scene we don't really have a lot of Austrians, so he is definitely holding up the flag for his entire country right now. The entirety of Austria is looking onto Rollin right now. So he is for Team Poles right now. And then we have Pack from Great Britain, who is having no team right now. He was a member of Gamers Origin, but he did leave recently actually, and now he is, as he said, enjoying his time off, which I can certainly understand, Radiance.
Yeah, definitely. Also, we have Eric Holdal in the chat, where he just told us that he had a poll going on his Twitter, and that vote got a Bren 50%, and Pack 38%, Spam 9%, and Rollin 4% on who people think would win. So thank you for that one.
Oh
And,
yeah, very nice to have.
Yeah, it's great, and people really think that Bren is going to win. So, I mean, I guess we'll see here. Pack was on 38% there, and after he told us that his practice has been pretty much nothing, I'm sure the numbers would change a little bit. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait and see here.
I think for Pack it's going to be difficult, because keeping up with these remaining 3 players is going to be a hard task, even for someone like Pack, who, as you said before, it was a valid point that you brought up there, Radiance, the fact that he probably still have the muscle memory for all of the maps, and he just needs to adjust to the new finishes, basically. So that might help him, but the fact that he barely just got home, and the fact that he hasn't had a lot of gameplay in TrackMania lately, I think that's going to be quite a setback. So for Pack, it's either going to be a really good match where he finds himself into the match very fast, or it's not going to be that good. So yeah, it's going to be one of those options for Pack. It's the one or other extreme, I think. There's not going to be any in between.
Yeah, it's do or die for this man right now, and I'm sure if he gets to actually he mentioned that he couldn't play the next week at all, so that's really unfortunate for him. But if he does get through today, I think that he could go very far, because he would only be dropped into the lower bracket and not out of the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, true. It came a bit to a surprise, to be quite honest, that
Yeah,
Pack is not going to be able to play next week. But that's what it is when you have real-life obligations. Of course, the TrackMania Grand League has been set in stone only recently, like with all the dates and stuff like that. So some of the players, including Spam, who we talked about earlier, who is definitely not going to be able to contest for the Paris Games Week thing. Yeah, the planning is of course something that you need to keep in mind here, and unfortunately for Spam and Pack, and also partly for Bren, since he's now in Australia, but lucky for him that he's still able to play. But that's something that is always, yeah, something you need to keep an eye out on if you compete and if you sign up for a competition that is lasting over such a long period of time. We started the TrackMania Grand League in January, I think. Was it in January, February-ish, like very early
Probably
on in this year?
there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
It's a long season right here. We've had the break with the Raider Cup, of course. That one was a big break for the TMGL, because everyone that competed in TMGL also gave the Raider Cup a shot. So everyone was mainly focusing on the Raider Cup at that point in time, because that was the thing to go for, like the biggest TrackMania competition next to the TMGL. So everyone just went for the Raider Cup, obviously. I mean, that is totally understandable. So the TMGL was, yeah?
Aren't our 4 competitors right here, weren't they all on stage?
Yeah, they were actually.
That's
They
sick.
were. Bren, Spam,
Kind of like
Rollin,
a revenge match right there for us Raider for the
yeah,
loss.
possibly. Maybe a redemption time right here on the TMGL racing tracks. But yeah, of course, Spam and Rollin, who played for Team Ballin in the Raider Cup this year. Bren, the winner of the Cup 2019, with his teammate Carl Jr. with Team Solary. And then we had, of course, Pack, who also got very far together with Aurel. So they all have this experience, and they benefited from the break that the TMGL gave them in order to prepare properly for the Raider Cup. So yeah, that's kind of the story of the TMGL for those that weren't really familiar with this. For those that don't follow this actively, we've had the group stage with 10 different steps that were played out in a so-called Champions mode, where 5 maps have been played in a 10-lap mode, and the players have lost points, or basically all of their points that they have accumulated if they got 9th or lower in one of those 5 races inside of a step. But now we have Cup mode, and the way that we're going to be playing today is point limit 120. You also see it here already. Point limit 120 with finalist mode, and the 4 players that you see here on the scoreboard are going to be competing.
Yeah, so we're gonna be starting here in around 5 minutes. So if you want to get a drink or some popcorns for the show, you should probably go and get it now.
Absolutely.
And,
This
not
is the
whilst they're
chance.
driving. Yeah.
This is the chance to go for, because this match is for sure going to be a really good one. The first one has already been very interesting, definitely. Yeah. We can maybe quickly talk about that one. We had the match. I can maybe put it onto the screen here again. We had Carl Jr., Papu, Scrappy, and Kappa. What did you want to say, Radiance? Sorry for interrupting.
I have a quick question, because last match you predicted that the points were only going to be 20 to 30 apart.
Yeah.
And after the first map, Scrappy was like 30 points ahead. So do you have any predictions?
True,
for the,
actually good point. Yeah, actually good point. Since my prediction got wrecked in the first match, I think I'm gonna be a bit more conservative here in this match. So I'm not gonna say that there will be a super big difference in points, but we will see. I'm gonna say that someone is gonna escape, similar to Scrappy. We're gonna see someone who's gonna be ahead, but who it's gonna be, I don't wanna guess. I don't wanna be the man that others are gonna meme about later because my pick was wrong. So I'm not gonna say anything right here because possibly everyone could do that. Everyone could do that.
All right.
But yeah, we see it on the screen. Carl Jr., Papu, Scrappy, and Kappa, and they have been super close to each other throughout the entire match. And the same could very well happen today as well, because these players have what it takes. They did manage to qualify through a group stage. They are at the top of the TrackMania scene right now here in the stadium environment. And yeah, this match is going to be super amazing.
Yeah, really excited. And the players, of course. I don't know, actually, I don't know if you've been noticing the spam line on these mushrooms in the warm-ups here.
Oh, do you mean the no air brake thingy, or
no? On the mushrooms part, all of the players are going for the second to last mushroom.
Okay.
But spam actually, before the big jump leading into the CP and then down to the mushrooms, he actually he brakes so he gets more speed onto the mushrooms and jumps down into the last one.
Oh.
And I think that's actually going to give him a little more speed going into the ending, so he might be able to do a couple of overtakes on that one.
This is actually a very fair point. We have to analyze that as soon as we go live in T-3 minutes. So yeah, the mushrooms, of course, here on this map, they are the identity. And to quickly pick up on the aspect of identities, every map here in the TrackMania Grand League has a so-called identity, something that you can identify the map with, something that sticks out on the map, something that makes it memorable. And on this map, it is called mushrooms, and the name is pretty much spoiling the entire thing. And we have the mushrooms here, a set of consecutive jumps on very narrow platforms where air control is really important. And you can't really afford making a mistake. The setup needs to be perfectly straight right from the get-go, because if you happen to land badly, there's only a very little chance that you're actually gonna catch your car again and stabilize it as you approach the next set of mushrooms. So you have two mushroom contacts here basically, one in the start and then somewhere at the end again. So two landings, two possible spots where you could make a mistake.
Yeah, definitely. And,
Alright.
Are we going... Match starting, it says
I think
here?
the match is starting, so...
I assume that we're gonna go on to mushrooms and then have one more warm-up for the players, and then we are going live.
Indeed, so this is gonna be the time to show a little cutscene right here. A little introduction to make you really hyped up for the match. And this is gonna be our match right here, ladies and gentlemen, the second winner bracket match in the TrackMania Grand League playoffs. We have Pack from the United Kingdom. The player who took second place in the group stage is gonna be battling it out against Spam, the Dutch player for Team Diffuse Kids, against Bren, the French player for Team Solary, and Rollin from Austria, the underdog that made it so far in this match. he is gonna be holding up the flag for Team Pulse, and the first map is gonna be Mushrooms, so we are gonna stay on this one. And this is maybe good for them, since they had a bit of warm-up right here. So they should be ready to go right here. Our first round is ongoing. Point limit is 120, and we're going to be playing with finalist mode, meaning that as soon as you cross the 120 point limit, you will have to win another round to secure your position. Going into the first round, we have a couple of drifts here kicking off the map, and we see Pack with a very bad line going through the hairpin, and he's gonna have struggle making it onto the platform, onto the sculpture right here. So time loss here for Pack, dropping down all the way back to last place. Bren and Rollin fighting for first right now. Spam on P3 going onto the dirt part. Here is where a lot of speed needs to be maintained. You need to get the setup here for that jump. Bren and Rollin did it really nicely. They are super close to each other as they approach this right-hand corner. Bren with a lot of speed. Really risky approach here into that right-hand corner, but he was able to maintain a lot of speed, leaving Rollin 0.2 of a second behind as we approach the identity section right now. Bren in the lead. Rollin on second place. That might be a bit of a wonky entry here for Bren, and he actually loses his speed. Gets passed by Spam, but Pack won't be able to benefit from that as we have Bren. Oh! Bren almost missed the finish. He went a bit too far right, but Rollin will win the first round, and the Austrian player will take home the first 10 points. Spam on second, Bren on third, and Pack on fourth.
By the way the interviews went in the pre-match show here, Rollin must be very confident going into the second round now of Mushrooms, our first map, of course, in this second match. As these couple of drifts here are not too hard. Make a new slide there, I believe. Actually, Bren having to release a little bit, so he does not have the best amount of speed. Doesn't get the unfortunate land back there, and actually it goes on with the race. As we see Spam currently in the lead, and he is a little bit in front of Rollin and Pack, who are trying to catch up so badly. As Rollin has a very sick jump and goes up into first place now. Pack still in third place, trailing behind. Has a little low speed out of the small drift there. As we go up here, you see Spam releasing a little bit more than Rollin did, so he'll have more speed coming up into the jumps here. Will he go for that alternative line that I talked about? It doesn't seem like it this time around, and actually has better speed than Rollin out for this ending here. And Spam takes home first place, just ahead of Rollin. Pack close behind in third place, unfortunately for him, and then Bren, after making a mistake in the start, in fourth place.
Indeed, so that was a good round here. Everyone close to the finish, even through the identity. We've only seen Bren, who got a wonky landing right there. So again, a little bit of a time loss right there for Bren. You gotta make sure that he, fixes that mistake, because this map for sure won't be played for the last time here. Going into the third round, for a little reminder here that the top two will move on in the winner bracket here out of this match, and the bottom two will drop down to the loser bracket. So that's a little extra information right here, in case you wondered who is gonna move on and who isn't. Pack with a mistake here, wasn't able to land properly on the road piece after dropping off from the sculpture. He's gonna suffer from a major time loss right here. Going into the fight for first place, we have Bren with an overtake on Rollin, who gets a bit more speed out of that jump though. That was a risky but good approach by the Austrian player, shooting himself up to first place right there. Spam right now conservatively on third place, waiting maybe for an opportunity here on the Mushrooms as we approach this jump. Spam once again tapping the brake here to regain ground contact early, and now we have the Mushrooms. Who's gonna get the better landing? Rollin. I think Rollin is gonna hit it, and he completely died, as we have Bren this time around actually surviving, and Pack will be having a little smile on his face at least, as he is gonna be benefiting from Rollin's DNF. Massive setback for the Austrian player. He will remain at 16 points, and that will allow Spam and Bren to pass him.
I kind of want to do a fun experience here where Twitch chat should count the amount of DNFs going on in this one, because we of course had a couple of them in the match last week, so that could be a little bit of a thing for Twitch chat to keep them occupied. As we go into round number 4 here, Rollin with a lot of speed once again here, has a very clean jump this time around, as he's done previously in the group stage. Of course, he had a not so clean jump and lost a lot of points, but he is here today, and that was a big mistake by Pack. He will not be able to finish, so I think that's a 2 from the Twitch chat now, as he actually retires there. So we go on here with Rollin in the lead. So let's see if he makes a mistake here once again. Spam is just behind him though. Spam doesn't go for that line. He practiced in the warm-ups though and gets a wonky landing. Where is Bren though? Bren nowhere near close. So Rollin will take first place here. Spam in second and Bren in third with a DNF for Pack.
Big gaps here in this round. We see a 0.4 difference between Rollin and Spam. Rollin with the redemption right here. He redeems himself for that DNF of the previous round. Goes up to 26 points, but still behind Spam. So we have the double lead for Team Ballin here for the Zerator Cup team. They are currently occupying the first two positions as we go into the next round on Mushrooms. Round 5 out of 5, where you see it in the top right corner. And Pack having touched the wall here on the left side. That is a mistake that you normally don't see from Pack. And that speaks for the fact that he simply doesn't feel like it right now. He is just not having the experience. Oh, Spam on his roof. And that could be a DNF right here. That is definitely going to be a DNF. Big setback now for the Dutch player. And that's DNF number 3 on Mushrooms. Once again, big gaps here in this round. We have Solary Bren with a big lead up to Rollin, who is on second place, about to snack in 6 points. But we once again have the identity to be cleared out here by the 3 players. Bren going into it. And that is looking pretty good here, even though that is not going to be the greatest landing. Everyone is having a bad landing, but the positions will actually remain the exact same. Everyone has gotten a slowdown at the landing with a bit too much tilt into the car. They landed too much on their side, and every single one of the players have actually lost their speed. So Spam is maybe going to be a bit sad about this one, because this was a winnable round without that mistake by him.
Yeah, everyone making mistakes in the ending there should definitely be winnable. But of course, you see the experience coming out from Spam, not even retiring in that round, hoping for maybe an opportunity where all of the players make mistakes on that identity part and him being able to catch up a little bit. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't happen, and he leaves with a DNF. So we're gonna go into Interlude here with Rollin just ahead of Bren right now, and Spam only 3 points behind Bren, where Pack is really trailing behind right now, and he needs to step it up a little bit if he wants to keep in this match right here.
Yeah, definitely well said right there. So 17 points tearing all 4 players apart. It's not a lot going out of the first map. We've seen a bigger gap in the previous match that we have seen here in the TMGL playoffs. The gap after map 1 has been a bit bigger there. So that speaks for a somewhat balanced match, at least after the first map. Our second map is going to be Interlude. As you said, the map by table, another community map. And this one will have this, yeah, slalom-ish part through the inflatable cacti here at the end of the track. And then a risky jump up the sculpture, which is new to the track. So this jump is not as easy as it might look like here on your monitors. So this one needs a very specific approach. You can't be too low, you can't be too high, and you need the setup in order to actually hit the finish block. So we might see a couple of position changes here coming towards the end, because avoiding the cacti is already one thing, and then hitting the finish is another thing. And on top of that, the respawn is difficult from that spot. It is possible, but it's very difficult. So in case you don't make that last jump, you have to bite your tongue there a little bit and hope that you're gonna make it through. Round number 1, take it off, Radiance.
Yeah, into round number 1 on Interlude we go. A small wiggle there by Pack, actually. Looked pretty good in the start, but then he touches the wall and it was just all for nothing, really. Unfortunate for him, he will drop down into 4th place as we are through the start on this map right now. Rollin with a little bit more speed on the dirt section, as he jumps up into 1st place. Really is looking confident right now after being in 1st place after that first map, as Spam overtakes Bren. And coming up into this small looping, I don't know who's using his horn all the time, but they are signaling that they are up there with the big boys. As Spam overtakes Rollin, but Spam makes a big mistake on the cacti, hitting the left side of them. Rollin there in the ending. Now Rollin has to respawn, so he will maybe not even finish this. And Paco takes second on this round after making a big mistake and started being over 2 seconds ahead, or 2 seconds behind, sorry. And Rollin had the DNF. Yikes.
That is gonna hurt.
1st place even.
Yep, that is gonna hurt. Rollin had a very good pace here going into the final sector, and then he makes a mistake at pretty much the final obstacle that could be possible to hit. So hopefully that is not gonna be a big dent into his confidence going into the second round. Bren now with a 9-point lead over Spam and Rollin, who are tied with 32 points on the scoreboard. Really good for Bren here, but he makes a mistake as I start to praise him. The caster's curse is striking back right here, ladies and gentlemen. So Bren with a small mistake has lost 0.6 seconds here going into the loop now with Pack in the lead. The teamless player trying to make up some points here, since he's only at 21 right now. Goes a bit high here onto the platform, but is able to catch the boost, which is the most important thing. Because the more of that boost you get, the more speed you will carry through this part as well. Spam now with the overtake on Pack. This is going to be a 1v1 situation coming down to the ending. Who's going to get that finish line better? Let's take a look here. Oh, Pack got the slowdown. Pack got a slowdown as he went up the sculpture, and that is super unfortunate right there. He got the slowdown. Everyone else has made the finish, and it is Spam who is the victorious player coming out of this round. 42 points now for the Dutch player, Rollin with 38, and Bren still with a 3-point lead going into round number 3.
Pack is gonna have a very hard time catching up now as he's on 21 points. I love how the Twitch chat is still counting. It's super great. Keep it up, boys and girls, as we go into round number 3 on Interlude. Everyone actually making it so far in the start. Bren, he's actually going over that Rammstein right there, and he can get a unfortunate Rammstein bug. So we'll have to take a little look at that in the other rounds, as Spam puts himself up into first place now. And he's actually accumulated a pretty big gap down into second place, which is currently occupied by Pack. Rollin going pretty close, not even taking that much of the booster right there, as everyone is fighting for second position with Spam just up ahead, not being able to be touched at the moment. A wonky dirt turned by Spam, and here comes Pack. Will Pack overtake Spam in the ending? No, Pack goes a little too high there. Hits the top of the finish. At least he finishes, but he only takes the 4th place after having so much speed and actually being able to overtake Spam, I think. And Bren actually takes home first place, so Bren must have had an insane sculpture jump. Spam in second, Rollin in third, and then Pack unfortunately in 4th place.
What a change of events right there at the end of that previous round. Very nice to see, and this is exactly what the point of these identities is. The point is to spice up the rounds, and it certainly did in round 3 of Interlude. Now we have the next round ongoing here right now, ladies and gentlemen, with all 4 drivers on the track. No one having made it. Yes, Bren has made a mistake. I take it back. I didn't finish my I didn't say anything. I did not finish my sentence. I did not say anything. Yeah. Just want to clarify that. Just want to clarify that, yeah? Alright, but we have the remaining of the round right here. We have Pack right now in the lead. In the mid part right now, he seems to be very confident into this round. Rollin with very low speed is going to get passed by Spam here as we speak. As I said before, that part is very difficult to keep that speed. Spam now clipping, and that will allow Rollin to go up to second place. Now we have the end jump. Who is going to make it? Rollin gets the slowdown that Pack got in one of the previous rounds, and that will give Spam the 6 points right here. Will Rollin be able to finish? Nope. That's another DNF here on the PayPal account. And a good opportunity for Pack to close in to the others. 10 points for him. He's now with 34 points. Currently 25 points behind. So that's already a not so neglectable point difference anymore.
Yeah, he definitely caught up on this one. And I think Rollin's mindset going into the next pick and ban phase might be to ban Interlude at the moment. As we go into the last round of Interlude. Let's see, no one bugging so far, and Pack actually had a small Rammstein into the wall. So once again, caster's curse. I don't know what's going on. Like, this is actually pretty insane. And he will find himself pretty far behind. Maybe even DNFing, I don't know at the moment. We'll see here. He is 4 seconds behind, so he will probably be able to finish if he doesn't make any more mistakes. As we go up to the 3 players in the lead. Currently, Bren occupying first place. Spam trying to get
the
closer.
speed!
Spam with a sick turn right there.
Oh!
Goes into first place, but Spam hits the... I don't know what he did, but...
What is happening?
Goes into first place.
Everyone's
and everybody is respawning. Where's Pack? Pack will just about make it. And DNF by Spam, DNF by Bren, and Paco somehow takes second in that round.
Oh
what
my
is
god.
going on?
2 DNFs in 1 round right here. That ending has been a big upset right there for the players. A lot of slowdowns happening right there, and that is of course the pressure for everyone to survive in the winner bracket right here. Knowing the round was close, you saw Spam and Bren. Spam with a lot of speed right there. He could have had it. He had it in the pocket, and then the slowdown happened. So yeah, that was something that is for sure gonna shuffle around the scoreboard. The gap is now shrinking down to 19 points after the first 2 maps, and we have Betwinners Radiance. This map is also gonna be something.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Rollin and Bren were pretty far ahead, I'd say, or actually Spam was up there as well. But that was actually Bren's map pick, and he shot himself from 2nd into 1st place. So a pretty good pick from Bren, I'd say, and definitely showed that he was the more consistent player on this one.
Yep.
So good pick and ban from Ben actually going into his favor as well. So good to see that there was a little bit of strategy involved. And I'm excited to see what can be done on Betwinners, which was Spam's map pick, I believe.
We can quickly take a look. Yes, that is correct. So this one, if things go right, should go pretty well for Spam.
Yeah.
He did an outstanding job in the group stage. If we have a little flashback to what we've seen in one of the steps of the group stage where Betwinners has been played, Spam was the only one, or one of the only ones, that consecutively got that last jump. And to quickly pick up on the ending, this is of course our identity right here. And you have 2 options. Either you go under the blimp, which is very risky because you only have that much room to work with, or you go over the blimp. However, that is more than a whole second slower. So in the heat of situations, in close rounds, that is maybe not the greatest choice to go for. But we're gonna find out here. Round number 1, feel free to take it off.
Alright, into round number 1 we go with this full speed start. Let's see if anyone is going to make mistakes. I see all of the players actually releasing it. So they're going for the more safe approach as Pax shoots himself up into 1st place in round number 1. I don't know if anyone got a small touch there. It looked like it.
Right there,
but,
Bren with a mistake.
Bren, yeah, jumps down into 4th place. Unfortunately for him. Let's go down into this underground section with a couple of jumps. Careful not to hit the right booster there. As it seems like all of the players got through it pretty good. Actually, Rollin, oh no, what are you doing? Jumps straight into the sculpture, and he's going to have low speed. Pack also with a mistake, just about caught that one. It's the, I believe he hit the wall right there on the exit of the corner, and then Pack with a nose slide. So Spam pretty confidently ahead right now with half a second. And actually they both fail.
No!
They both fail, and here comes Pack. He's going to take home 1st place right now.
Oh my god!
Bren takes 2nd, just ahead of Rollin, and where's Spam? Spam is on his roof, not able to finish.
What
Yikes.
are you telling me right here? That ending has destroyed everyone's chances of making up a good round. That was definitely all over the place. So this one is for sure gonna put up for some good fights here. Going into the 2nd round, we have Bren right now with 65 points. Rollin and Spam 2 points apart from each other. 56 for Rollin, 54 for Spam. And Pack with 50 has certainly closed in, but he makes a mistake, crashes into the poles. Will he be able to go for the jump? Yes, he will make it just by a hair. Rollin in the lead. Very good sector right there by the Austrian player. Has gotten very nice lines here through that section. Nice and tidy through the lines. Very nicely done here by him, but he gets attacked by Spam, who is carrying a bit more speed through that underground, but a bit too far left, and Spam goes into the wall, and that was anticipatable. That was kind of obvious that it's going to happen. Spam with the setup too far left, and you instantly pay the price right there. But we still have the ending coming up, and this one is, of course, better to see with the free cam as we see the 3 drivers approaching the ending right there. Bren leading. Pack on 2nd, Pack with the lower jump, Pack maybe with a bit more speed, Bren clipped, and that might even enable Rollin to pass, and that is indeed gonna happen. Rollin actually snipes Bren, and you hate to see it. Bren from 1st to 3rd, he is gonna lose out on 6 points, and these points are gonna be very good for Pack, who actually passes Spam now in the scoreboard. So Spam, after that DNF, not the greatest map for him, even though it was his pick, man.
If you pick a map, you gotta make sure that you don't double DNF on it. That is pretty much just elementary knowledge right here, as he drops down into last place in points wise right now on his own map pick. That's really something you hate to see as we go into round number 3 with a pack that's pretty close right now. all 4 players within 0.1 of a second of each other. And Spam, I think that was a no slide or something, maybe a small mid-road block or anything. I didn't quite catch what happened, but he drops down into 4th place once again. And you really hate to see it. Let's see if he will be able to do the end jump better this time around, as Rollin is currently in 1st place. Spam catches up though. He is on a mission right now, as Pack and Bren are just up ahead. Into this final jump we go. All 4 players within 0.25 of each other. And Rollin with a bit of a different approach hits the ground earlier right there. So actually that will benefit him a lot. And we have 2 players with the same time, but Spam takes 2nd. So Spam actually gains a little more points than Pack, even though they had the same time. And Bren, of course, also with a pretty good time by him, but he unfortunately takes 4th place. So currently Rollin and Bren are on the same amount of points as we go into round number 4.
And with that round, Rollin has taken 1st place, and he was just a 2nd off the world record, 57.27 by Carl Jr. And Rollin has done a 58.33, so that is a very good time considering how difficult this map is. Pack now with the mistake at the exit of the hairpin, was a bit too much with the accelerator, too early on it, and carried a bit too much speed there, as we have a bit of a struggle here going through the zigzag here on the platform, but all of the players have managed to somewhat survive it. We have a fight for 1st place between Spam and Rollin. Team Ballin battling it out for the 10 points, which are really important for this point distribution system. Spam got a low jump, and that is gonna shoot himself up to 1st place. Very well executed, even though a bit risky. Not the greatest jump there by Spam though. I mean drift, and he touches the wall as well on top of that. So a bit of a tilt right there for Spam, and Rollin has gotten the no slide going into the right-hander. Now we have the ending. Who is gonna get that ending better? Let's take a look here as we have the camera once again with the free camera. Spam clips, but he's able to survive just so much. Very risky by Spam, and he fell apart in the 2nd half. You could see that. A lot of mistakes that have happened right there, and those have cost him valuable points again for the scoreboard.
Everyone making mistakes left, right, and center. Pack usually makes them in the start and then gets a pretty good jump in the ending. But all of the other players make mistakes in the end, and actually enables Pack to kind of catch up to the other guys as we go into round number 5. And currently, Bren looks like he is going to take the lead. Actually, no, it's Rollin who shoots himself up into 1st place. And gonna see here as the round progresses what's gonna happen. Spam with a bit of a touch in the 4th place right there. So he's gonna be kicking himself after making so many mistakes on his own map pick. As we go on the dirt here, Bren actually doesn't hit the little road section in the middle, so he will lose some traction and some speed.
Rollin!
Rollin hits the sign there, I believe, and Bren doesn't get it too good either. So currently, Pack is in 1st place, as everyone makes mistakes again, and Pack actually avoids them in the start. So let's see if he will be able to make the finishing jump, as this is what the identity, of course, is of this track. Where is Pack? Pack does it good, and he lands pretty safely. Will he do it? What is Spam doing? Spam actually got it. Low speed though. Doesn't get overtaken by Bren. Will Rollin be able to finish? It's gonna be close.
Oh,
yes, he will, with
got it.
0.6 of a second to spare. Rollin takes home those 3 points.
Not a good map for Team Ballin right here. Spam has lost it a lot here, unfortunately. His map pick didn't go to his favor whatsoever. But nothing is lost yet, as the point limit is 120. So none of these players have lost it or won it at this point. Only 16 points after the previous map between Bren, Rollin, Pack, and Spam. So this one could go either way, Radiance. None of the players have been able to truly dominate or have truly fallen back. So at this point, it is impossible to call who's going to take it. So once again, the chance for you in the Twitch chat. Vote for your champion. Show some support. Go space player name. Show your support right here. As we go on to our next map, Twinings. Another community map right here. The previous one was a Nadeo map. Now we have a community map again. A map built by Babi, a French mapper. And this one is going to have a very interesting identity again, which we're going to be approaching here in the mid part. Currently taking a look at Pack. Not sure who picked this one. Let's swiftly have a look here. Twinners was the pick by Pack. So he is right now on third place.
Map, yeah.
On 3rd place on the scoreboard, 77 points. So if he actually makes use of his own pick, he could very well go up to 1st place here on the scoreboard.
Yeah, of course, this is a very technical map, so probably something that Pack is really good at, as he is known for his tech abilities, of course. This bubble jump in the ending, but if you fail it, you have the safe measure, which is that jumping block that was introduced with ZRT, I believe.
Yep.
As a sort of, you have to slow down a little bit. You see Spam doing it there, and he just
Thanks for showing.
into the void right there. Actually, great. As we go into round number 1, Riolo, let's go.
Alright, so we have 5 rounds here coming up once again on Twinings. This is a bit of a more technical map, which is going to introduce a lot of drifts. So this could go in favor of the tech main players. So Spam and Pack, of course, coming mainly from the tech scene, and they know how to handle the car in those situations. But of course, Bren and Rollin, they know what they're doing. They're not here for no reason, so they definitely have deserved their spot, and they have mastered this track, since this one was obviously part of the group stage phase as well. And this round right now, very, very close. A few different lines being picked here. We see Rollin with a very inside line, not the greatest exit speed as we come up the jump. Spam and Pack also within of each other right now. A 3-man battle. Bren has fallen behind just a little bit. And now we come up to the identity where you need to squeeze yourself. And Rollin has to release fully as he didn't get the proper setup. And also Bren having to respawn right there. So we have Pack and Spam, the only players that have survived that very narrow precision part, which is the identity of Twinings. And now the ending. Oh, Spam has touched on the outside. Will he be able to actually make the last jump? I really don't think so. He needs to go for the safe finish, as we have Pack taking home probably the easiest 10 points of this match so far.
Yeah.
And 2 DNFs by both Bren and Rollin. After that mistake, they were not able to come any closer, since the finish time, it's only 7 seconds. That's not a lot, man.
No, I mean, another 2 DNFs in that round there, and now the Pack is actually leading, as you were saying,
yeah.
for the map started. So with minimal training availability, he's actually currently in first place, as Rollin goes a bit onto the dark dirt, and that is not what you want to do when it's on the outside on that dirt block right there, as he bumps a little bit and loses some speed. So he will drop down into 4th place, unfortunately for him. So let's see if he will be able to come back. I can't find my key binding for him, but there it is. So Spam currently is in first place, being hunted down by Pack. So once again, these 2 players are first and second. A little bit more of a gap this time around. Bren not with the most speed, but he actually makes it. All 4 players are currently still in it with low speed from Rollin, so he will drop down even further into his 4th place. It's a battle between Spam and Pack right now. Who will have the superior ending? Spam looks like he is going to take it. And it will be Spam taking home that first place. Did Bren make it?
Yep, everyone made it.
Fine. Okay, perfect.
Everyone made it.
Spam in first place, Pack in second, Bren in third, and Rollin in 4th.
You can also click on the player names on the left side if you didn't know. So you don't have to use the hotkeys. Alright.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't click on Bren for some reason. So I wasn't sure what happened.
Alright. Well, going into the 3rd round right here, we have Pack right now in the lead, 93 points, approaching the 100-point barrier. Bren with 90, Spam 86, and Rollin with 84. So only 9 points now between all 4 players. This is a super spicy match here in the TrackMania Grand League playoffs. This is exactly what we all came together for, to watch some high-tier, high-end TrackMania gameplay. And so far, I have not been disappointed as we go into the next round with Pack right now in the lead. And it really shows how the tech players are able to get that little edge over the other 2 players. Yes, very nice. Pack and Spam have been able to get a little bit of that advantage. 0.2 of a second over Rollin and Bren, as we have the identity being cleared by all of the players. Spam with a very risky line over the inside Randstein, risking to get the auto slide right there, but he is able to actually go for an overtake here maybe. Aggressive inside line by Spam, and we have the neck-and-neck battle between the Dutch and the English driver as we're coming up to the ending now. Who is going to get it here? Pack will stay ahead just by a hair, 600ths of a second. We have very nice battles here on this map. Rollin on 3rd and Bren on 4th.
Now Pack is actually going even further ahead, only 0.5 from the world record. What a really sick time by him, and also a pretty close round. So good stuff there as Pack goes up into 103 points. I mean, Riolo, you gotta start learning these names, because last week it was Papa, and now it's Pack. Like,
yeah, I think I'm gonna get hired after this. Fired, I mean, not hired. Gonna get fired.
Bren, big mistake, and he tried to correct it with a grass slide there, but it didn't work out. So he full stopped, and that's probably a DNF, as he's super far behind. We can see the time it's actually 6.3 seconds, so he might be able to finish as Pack makes a mistake in that jump right there. So he will drop a little bit down, but not too far, as he will still be able to finish. Of course, Bren now over 7 seconds behind. Of course, the finish time is 7 seconds. As Pack is on his roof now, and that is a DNF 100%. He actually retires right there. So Pack with a DNF now, and he will drop down pretty far. Maybe Bren will be able to finish.
Rollin!
Makes a mistake. Maybe if Spam makes a mistake in the ending here. No, Spam does not make a mistake. Rollin, though, did make a big one, but is still able to finish. Where is Bren going? And is just about not able to finish. Unfortunate stuff for Bren right there, as he drops down into last place now. Really close now. Wow.
Yeah, it's incredibly close, man. Absolutely crazy what has been happening on this map so far, as we have 2 drivers now above 100 points. Pack with 103 and Spam with 102. And Bren and Rollin still trailing not too far behind, 94 and 93 respectively, as we come down to the last round of Twinings. Bren not with the greatest start, and Pack goes fully into the wall, and that could be another DNF right here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to reach the finish line with that big of a mistake. So possibly a DNF here once again. But a great battle between Team Ballin right here. Rollin on first and Spam on second place just behind. Going into the next drift, which Spam hit a lot better right there. A lot of more speed here for the Dutch player. Coming down to the identity. Very, very close section. No room for error there whatsoever. Rollin tapping the brake. That was a bit of a safety line right there. He was trying to make sure not to make contact with the wall. He probably knew that he had Bren more than half a second behind, so that was maybe not even a bad choice by Rollin to secure that second place. So it will be Spam that gets the first position, 10 points for him. And with that, he will go up into the lead. Rollin also crossing the 100-point barrier now. And Pack with the DNF, indeed.
That's 2 in a row for Pack, so that's actually pretty unlucky. If he had just had taken the 3 points in both the rounds, he would be 11 points away from finalist. So, as you gotta hate it if that's your own map pick. Once again, that was Pack's map pick right there. He showed some really good performances here in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then just double DNF. So it's really unfortunate there for Pack. As we go into the randomized map, which actually I don't know if Pack was relieved that it was going to be this one, or if he was sad that it was going to be this one.
Yeah, that's something we can't interpret. We don't know, but yeah, as you said, this is gonna be the randomized map, so this one is gonna be maybe the deciding one, Radiance. 112, 103, 197. I think we might go out of this map with a winner.
This is the one, yeah.
So yeah, Spam only needs 1 more first place here, and he will qualify for finalist mode, which means that he needs to win another round. So 1 more first place is needed to set that first place in stone and to move on into the winner bracket of the TrackMania Grand League playoffs. Pack with 103 needs at least another round, same for Rollin. And then there's Bren with 97, who is a bit behind, but he can certainly make up for that. This is not over yet for the young French driver. He can certainly still make it happen. Paradise Palms. I think the name kind of gives it away here as well, similar to mushrooms. Here you have the identity of the very narrow part through the inflatable palm trees. So summer feelings all again here on a map by Link, where you need to squeeze yourself just in between the gap, which is barely wider than your own car. So not easy to navigate, especially now that the pressure is rising, Radiance. Like the pressure is high now for all of the players.
Yeah, it is do or die situations for these players right now. As we go into round number 1 of Paradise Palms with a bit of a dirt start here, as Bren makes a big mistake. Will he have enough speed to clear this jump right here? Oh, he will just about, as he clips the dirt one more time. So he actually goes on through and doesn't have to DNF this round. But he is very far behind, as there is a very close battle up ahead with the 3 remaining players, which is Rollin, Pack, and Spam. Spam currently finding himself in 3rd place. As you have kind of a very tight section going on there, as Rollin is currently in the lead. No one goes for the scrappy line. They're jumping inside, and Pack has a lot of speed. And here comes Spam as well. Spam jumps up into 1st place. Spam doesn't go for the blue part. but he takes on first place
Spam!
anyways. And Pack close behind in second, Rollin in third, and Bren finishing in fourth place. But what an interesting line in the ending. Spam doesn't go on the blue part where the water is in order to get a better line through the ending to potentially take more speed.
Yeah, he was definitely going for more exit speed out of that section. He went a bit wider in the beginning of the grass to carry a bit more speed, and it certainly did pay off. An amazing ending right there by Spam, and with that, he is now a finalist. You can see it at the bottom, finalist. So he needs to win this round, and he will be done. He has more chances. You don't lose the finalist status. You still keep it even if you don't win. But this is going to be the first chance right there, and he has at least one more chance where he won't be contested by anyone else in terms of final status. This round, very close. Round number 2 here on Paradise Palms. We have all of the 4 players super close to each other. Pack, Bren, Rollin, and Spam going up the hill now. Spam not with the greatest approach right there. Loses a bit of grip at the top of the hill, and we have Rollin right now in the lead, followed by Pack and Bren. Very close, coming down to the ending now. Let's keep the camera on Spam since he's going to give us an overview, and Spam is dead. He is not going to win this one. Rollin is also dead, and this will be between Pack and Bren now, coming down to the ending. Bren also clips. Is he going to make the finish line? Bren will not make it, and he's trying to bug fin, but this thing doesn't exist in TM2. And the only finisher of this round is Pack. What do you mean?
Oh, this is great content.
3 DNFs in one
easy finish
round.
even. Not even that hard of a map. Like, I could probably finish that round. I don't know.
Oh
Let's
my
go
god.
into round number 3 of Paradise Palms. Spam as well. Only the only finalist so far as well in this match, as Pack is on the unfortunate 119 points. Spam though with the greatest start of these players now. Pack though has a little bit more speed. Bren currently finding himself fighting in a 2v or 2 1v1 battles, I should say, as he drops down into 4th place. Pack though overtakes Spam a little bit there, as Rollin is also catching up. Pack with a different approach than the others actually takes a little more speed. I don't know if that's going to benefit him here on the tight section, as it is very close between these 4 players even. 0.03 of a second between the top 3 right now. Spam is a finalist, of course. Spam takes more speed. All of them crashes, so it's only Bren that can stop. No way, Rollin is still in it. Rollin takes the blue part and actually overtakes Spam in the ending. Bren overtakes Spam as well in the ending and actually takes home 2nd place, so really sloppy ending by Spam this time around. Pack jumps, or actually finishes as well, so he gets final status too. And Rollin is on 114 points now.
What an unfortunate ending by Spam. He clipped the inside. He was going for the attack line, for a super aggressive inside line. He went for the shortest possible line right there, but it did not pay off, and he clipped it in an unfortunate way. So Spam getting denied a 2nd time, and now we have 2 finalists coming up right here. We have Spam and Pack, or should I rather say Spack, who are now both finalists right here, going into the 4th round of Paradise Palms. 2 finalists, and both of these could qualify themselves for the next round of the TMGL playoffs. Into the winner bracket we go. Spam and Pack right now leading. Spam with a bit more speed, dropping down onto the platform. Now we have this right-hander, where it's a lot about the exit speed and the approach into the left-hander. Both of the finalists right now leading over Rollin and Bren, who are waiting for an opportunity to strike, maybe at the identity section. Pack not with the greatest speed though, and Rollin actually trying to go for an attack now. The Austrian player giving all in right here, and also Spam not with the greatest exit speed. The 2 finalists are getting snacked on right now as we drop down to the final section. Now Rollin still in the lead, but he dies! Spam is also dead, and now it is between Pack and Bren right now, coming down to the ending, and it is Pack who qualifies himself for the next round of the winner bracket. Who saw that coming, Radiance? Pack is through and makes it in his first finals attempt.
I don't know if you can say if Pack won that or the other players lost that, because we have seen so many mistakes going on as Rollin actually DNFs that round. So 1 more on the board for Twitch chat, and this is a bit of a mistake heavy match, because we have seen so many DNFs and so many mistakes which should just not be happening. But we go into round number 5 here. I don't know what's going to happen, if it's going to reset the map order, and we're going to go into map 1 after this one if Spam does not win. So I guess we'll have to see. But currently Spam is looking pretty good. He's on 1st place right now in the last round. So we go into this middle section here, kind of like, I would say it is a pretty Nadeo type of style middle section that's going on here. So Rollin, of course, being that Nadeo player, he is pretty good at this one. Go up into
Oh my
the
God.
paradise section. Bren and Spam is just on each other's tail.
Rollin!
Rollin is going for the scrappy strat.
Ah!
And he's hitting
Ah!
once again. And where is Spam? Spam is also
Everyone
in
is
the
dead
cacti,
except
or
Bren.
not the cacti, in the bombs, and Bren is just safely strolling into the finish line there. Rollin press the DNF button, so Spam can actually just jump away here. Doesn't really matter if he finishes. He does finish with 0.04 of a second.
You have to be kidding me.
But Rollin with 2 or 3 DNFs in a row now, and he's still not finalist status. That
You
is
have to be
unfortunate.
kidding me, man. This is a mental war right now at this point. We have
Yeah.
Spam,
We go into
who
mushrooms.
is still a finalist. He got denied every single time. Rollin, as you said, multiple DNFs, hasn't been able to get any sort of points. And now we have Bren, also a finalist, as we come onto mushrooms, which is not the greatest map for Bren, to be quite fair. The first time we've seen this map, we saw Bren having made a lot of mistakes with the final landing. Now, of course, he is pumped up with the adrenaline and he is warmed up, so maybe that ending is going to be a bit better for him. But we had Spam and Rollin doing an outstanding job on mushrooms. So this is a high pressure situation now. It's like a boiling thing right now, where you boil your spaghetti. Like, the pressure is really high right now. And whoever is going to be holding up his nerves the best will be going out of this one in the winner bracket. So yeah, not much left to be said here. Mushrooms will be a very, very nasty map to be played in finalist mode. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, if it was me playing right here, I would probably be shaking a little bit. As players are just finishing their warm-ups, all making mistakes, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the live game. But all the players having a bit of fun in the ending there. But we gotta remember that this is actually Rollin's map pick, so and he has been looking pretty solid so far in the first round of the maps. I would probably guess that Rollin would be able to take the double victory here. So as
Yes.
he needs to win 2 times in a row in order to actually move on in the winners bracket. As we go into round number 1, Riolo, let's go.
This could be our last round of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 2 finalists, and then there's Rollin, the man to deny these 2 guys right now. Coming down into the first part of the track, a couple of slides here, very nicely executed by everyone. Neo slides around the hairpin, and Bren, one of the finalists, have actually gotten a very bad exit speed out of that section, and that will leave us with Team Ballin here at the front. Spam or Rollin, who is gonna be the one to take home the 10 points or close out the finalist status? Spam with a wonky line here on the landing. That is not gonna be the greatest thing here, not what he wants whatsoever, and that will allow Rollin to actually go up to first place. However, we have the identity, the mushrooms, and those are gonna make or break your run. Coming down to the landing now, Rollin with a straight approach, gets it very nicely here. Spam with the attack, Rollin will get a nice landing, and Spam touches the wall, and this is 1 out of 2 for Rollin. Triple finalist situation now, and this is gonna be it, Radiance. The final round with triple finalist. It couldn't have gotten any more exciting than this, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, on to the last round of this match we go. As everyone remaining is finalist status. I think for Pack, it is pretty lucky that he got first place before this map, because he didn't perform super good on this one on first time around. So we go now into the last round of this match, 100%, and let's see who will crumble first, because people are going to risk it in this round here. As Rollin goes for that pretty inside new slide line, which is super hard, but it actually pays off right now. As he is first place, but a very sloppy line through there. He misses the apex completely and actually has to release a little bit, which enables Spam and Bren to jump up into first place. And everyone is still in it.
Oh, Bren!
Bren lands on the Rammstein, and then she gets a Rammstein bug. That is super unfortunate, because that has pretty much been 99% patched. And he gets one, which is gonna be very tilting for him. But he is still in it as Spam makes a small mistake. Rollin is pretty alone up in the lead. Actually, Rollin has to release it clips, and Spam goes for the very fast speed line, and Spam takes home a victory here and goes on in the TMTL winners bracket. Spam takes second overall, and Spam takes his first place in this round right here. What a round.
And this must be such a relief for Spam after having had 5 finalist attempts. I think it was 5 or something along these lines.
Oh, 6, I believe.
6 finalist attempts for Spam, And you actually gotta give him that. Not tilting out to the next universe in a situation like this, where you constantly get denied, that takes balls. And that is a great display of why these drivers are here, and why we have the best drivers for the TrackMania Grand League right here. What an absolute banger of a match. Pack and Spam will join. Let me put it up. We have Carl Jr., Papu, and then Pack and Spam will join it for the winner bracket final of the TMGL playoffs. That is an insane lineup right there, Radiance. Like, that is grand final material, man.
I just want to point out that the Rammstein bug that Bren got in the last round here probably lost him more than 0.19 seconds that he lost to, for Spam. So if he didn't get that bug, which is pretty much 100% fixed, he would probably be in the winner's bracket right now, which is super unfortunate, and I would be tilted to oblivion.
Yeah, that is gonna hurt a lot. I mean, there's never a 100% guarantee that you're not gonna run away with a slowdown when you land on that Rammstein, because, yeah, there's always that height elevation, and sometimes the car just doesn't like that. So, yeah, kind of expected, but not really. It's like a bit of a, yeah, bit of a torn apart thing here at this point. But yeah, we have Scrappy and Kappa, who dropped down to the loser bracket in the first winner bracket match. So now they're going to be joined by Bren and Rollin. So Scrappy, Kappa, Bren and Rollin also coming up. So we have really spicy matches coming up in the next weeks right here. The entire September is full of TMGL. So next Sunday, we will be back here at this point at 4 p.m. CST on this channel, Twitch TV/ManiaPlanet. That's going to be a real banger. Really looking forward to the next matches. Like, this is going to be such a blast to spectate. I can't wait for next Sunday, Radiance.
Oh, next Sunday is gonna be a great one indeed. And yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, everybody. It was a pleasure casting for you today on this fine Sunday. And I don't know if Formula 1 is still going on, but if it is, I'll probably go watch that now.
I think it's over by now, unfortunately.
Oh, feels bad, man.
But yeah, anyway, I agree with Radiance. It has been a pleasure. Thank you very much for hanging out and enjoying some TrackMania together with us. As I said, next Sunday we will be back. Make sure to not miss out. The TMGL is going into the final matches, and whoever misses out is really gonna be regretting that choice. So without further ado, have a great remaining of your Sunday, and take care, and see you next time.
See you guys.